Morning, everyone. For those that are early to the stream, morning to you. We got like 20 minutes. We got plenty of time. Let's see what we're doing profile-wise. Basically not changed a lot. Still grinding against the prior weekly lows. Yesterday we tried to sell off, we bounced again. Basically looking at the same levels on this weekly profile. Looking for a resolution of that high volume node, which basically aligns with current profile. You see that little high volume node here. I'm looking for this to be resolved for upside. This could be also short potential. Definitely want to be a little bit careful up here. To be seen what the order flow does. It's currently we are trading above the POC here at the 400s or around the 400s here. Basically opening up in value again, which would imply higher probability of range until we break extremes. That high volume node basically here is lining up with POC from Friday. So basically to be really more of a bullish bias above prior range high to then potentially close that gap from last week up here in first. So probably if we start trading above prior range high, I'll be looking for the range high from Friday, then the gap close into that value from last Thursday. But yeah, if where's my song? The current overnight up here. Get like your probability band up here for 50s. This is kind of a resistance area. Do we get news? Now we got Joel's top of the hour, 30 minutes after the open. That could be a little bit of a volatility spike. And then there's also the probability for a price gap close at the 125s. Basically the same thing as yesterday. Not much has changed. Let's see, we're on the right contract. MNQ. Don't make the same fuck up as yesterday. So overall, I think the probability lies more towards the gap close, unless we get a real bullish drive upon open. I mean the gap close as in the price gap. The market opens and I get the order flow data from GEX, probably gonna paint a better picture. Overall, just consolidating down low here. Basically anything between the high from Friday and the low from yesterday. It's gonna be a little bit of a range bound. Consolidation vibes. Last day of the month. Maybe that'll squeeze some, I don't know. Good morning, Dr. JP Shetty. Still hasn't found the settings page on YouTube to change his name, I guess. Not that you need to do it, but too lazy. Ay, 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 ay. I do think if I zoom out my profiles on the weekly, for price to really dump the current lows and go, if it dumps towards the lows and pushes down the lows, it's going to be really, really bearish. I don't see anything. I mean, she definitely could. It kind of lead more towards a short squeeze end of the month, maybe. It's also a short week, like Friday's a holiday in the Americas, if I'm not wrong. This could just freaking chop around here and not go anywhere too. Overnight high from me is going to be a line in the sand here. Prior value area high. Overnight high. And then I got a probability band, range bound band in the middle. It's going to be a big level here for me. Let's see, we got more for the rest of the week on the news. So we got top of the hour. Tomorrow we got news before the market opens. And after the open too. So tomorrow is going to be a little bit more news driven. Friday, news before the open. Initial jobless claims. Or Thursday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My thoughts exactly. But I could also be a little bit more of a... If she pushes up, maybe she loses and then a short kind of day. Not too keen to straight up short into it like yesterday. Yesterday I was more inclined to do so. Depends. I might wait for some more order flow to see where the pressure lies. Yo, CJ. That's the one thing with Orderflow, man. Gotta wait till the open. That's very annoying. But we got time. But the bands that I got here, like the... Wait, where's it here? So the gray ones is something I back reverse engineered from someone else. It's somewhat the same. It's very close. But price... I didn't do this math by myself. It's from his... back testing, I'd say. Price stays 90-95% of the time, closes back into those bands. Obviously there is that 10% chance, 5% chance that she closes outside of it. But from that perspective, it's more like a realized, how I say this, realized volatility future range based on yesterday's range. So from that perspective, it's a key level for me. And then with value area high, overnight high here, to be seen, because if she decides to push up above value area high towards that prior range high, and especially then above that prior range high, there is that gap close here still. There's more above, but at first this one, maybe a little bit more of a last day of the month squeeze, maybe, I don't know. I don't try to be set a bias too much. I think the overall bias here is consolidating on the lows here. Not trying to expect too much, as in extension from those ranges. She could, obviously. It's one Trump tweet away. That's the thing in this market, dude. Yep, confirmation. I also need that pressure from the options flow. That would give me more confidence to do so. There's also like poor structure. Yesterday we sold off. If we start pushing up above overnight high, that could be a quick move to repair that structure from the open where we sold off. That should be single prints on the market profile, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it should. So it could repair that, and then to be seen. No need to think too much further ahead than needed. Just remind me that we got top of the hour news, because I'm probably gonna Probably gonna forget. Most likely. Most important part is that I'm not on minis and I'm on micros. Yesterday I went short like late and I saw it too late. It's not on here because it's, let me put it on minis. Yeah, here it is. So the market opens, dumps, and I wanted to get in the move and I pressed short and I had 4 minis on. I saw my stop loss was like $4,600. Like, oh fucking crap. Let's not do that. Would have worked, but let's not do that again. Gap close also is a nice play. 123. Dude, that's a nice play to have. Even when late, potentially when she's around the halfway level of it. Still a nice move. Still 120 points. It's also like a swing level point, so she could dump towards that level, do some business below, and then bounce. Don't want to put too many levels on my screen, but I got so much going on. I need to put it all in one screen. It's kind of annoying. I want to remove that song because every time that song plays, I'm just getting the freaking jitters. All right, 30 seconds till the open. Dude, my DX feed had like so many connection issues during the day. All right, we're open. Need to refresh all my freaking Gexbot issues screens.
Watch the clock tick, minute by hour.
It's a bullish open for now. There's a ton of buying going on here on the futures. $592. It's probably that poor structure I was talking about before, where we basically dumped from yesterday upon open. This could be a little bit more of a volatile move up. This looks like a nice zone to do business, but But I don't see the protection I want. Should have just shorted my freaking band there. Not the biggest fan of shorting, of longing against those levels, but do think there's room. Damn, it's freaking sold a lot here. Kinda need to flip it, I think. Bro, just when I pushed, saw like a ton of fucking calls. Book also freaking looks so empty, dude.
Pre-market whispers, screens glowing low. NASDAQ futures gap down, watch the pressure grow. Fingers over cold, over keys that seal the fate.
Very likely on the wrong end of this one.
Negative gamma lurks, a phantom in the code. Algorithms whisper, heavy silent low. The open bell's a gunshot, echoes through the pit. Who blinks first loses, gotta make the play legit. Gap down.
Question is to cut it or not.
Like sand, bears pressing hard, trying to crush the promised land. Candle wicks like blood trails, painting fear and doubt. Every tick a heartbeat, trying to find a way out. Sweat on the brow, the tension cuts the air. Watching gamma flip, beyond the charts and where the algos start to panic or the humans take control. It's negative pressure, digging deep into the
Right, buyers. She pushes through, protecting my neck here.
Bills insane with a support crack wire. Watch the whole thing down the drain or a hidden big steps up a giant in the smoke. Gamma flips the green light before the final stroke. Margin call screams silent on 1,000 flashing screens. Trading dreams hanging on the razor's edge of sin. Gap down on the open futures bleeding red. Will they trap us in a hole? Lead a gamma dead or the bulls gon' rally.
And they're putting their wall really high.
Bleeding slow, green light flashing. The game plays, the game plays, the game plays.
I'm also trying to see if I'm not, or I should flip. Bro. Go up then.
To the wrist shot, she pull out with a friend, and I'm on it like a red dot. I got my sights on a headshot. Yeah, she got a man.
Option chain still selling calls, buying puts. It's going the opposite of what I'm doing here. Come on then, push red bubble. I feel like they're doing the opposite on the option chain than what I'm doing here. Price going up and they're basically selling it. There goes my break even. That confirms that. Probably should have been looking for shorts up here. It's not going to give me a chance to do so now. Brutal.
Competition, but if you go against me, you the opposition. But if you wanna take to look like you could close the distance, I'ma give it A forever since you're so persistent. With you, I'm just practicing, cause I'm back to back, let's get back to winning. As a matter of fact, I'm not that forgiving, cause you did this to yourself, that's a bad decision. I don't see no one in front of me, you is a ghost, you ain't got a soul. Whoa, always say that they gon' come for me, knowing they won't, they doing the most. Whoa, chasing my, gotta get already, not selling my, you on the, y'all moving, ready to, whoa. I'm the main event, ain't no back before, let's get it. Heartless in the G, yeah, better get lost, don't get with it. Ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me. You can try to prove me wrong and try to give respect, but who we looking for if there was no one left? Ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me. This my game won't stop, no, I can't fit in your box, whoa, that's demolish shop, froze, set the scene, no plot, hoes, whoa, please don't play me, cause when I let the beat sound, you think I'm crazy, but none of you critics gon' faze me, so when I talk like this, don't blame me, I know I'm bad with it, go against a goat, that's bad business, all of y'all are jokes so sad with it, to me you're just a ghost, don't get mad with me, just, it's in my,
There's definitely more positive gamma than yesterday.
you on the, y'all moving, ready to, whoa.
I think it won 612s. That's kind of why I was long. See what happens there, perhaps. Yo, bro, I'm trading NASDAQ. Bro.
Yeah. Monday morning, NASDAQ, ticker flag, sipping dark roast, counting up the cash. Charts are like a crime scene, not a code. Every dip and peak, a heavy load. Putting in the work before the sun's awake. Calculated risk, the moves I make. Tuesday tension, Wednesday tyro walk. Listen to the market, silent talk. Thursday hustle, pressure start to build. Portfolio gain, my dreams fulfilled. Making money Monday to Friday, yeah, that's the plan. Navigating these markets, I'm the main man. Digits climbing high, watch the green ascend. Come Saturday morning, it's time to transcend. The fade refresh, yeah, the sharpest cut in town. Fresh lined up, keep my confidence crown. From the trading flow straight to the barber chair. That fresh fade power ain't nothing can compare. Friday close to
Yo, this song.
profit secure, no room for doubt. Shed the suit, the stress begins to fade. Just like the razor on the blade. Barbershop sanctuary, familiar scent. The master craftsman, time well spent. Mirror reflection, sharp and clean, defined. Resets the focus, clears the cluttered mind. That fresh cut feeling, a brand new start. Fuel for the hustle, fire in the heart. Making money Monday to Friday, yeah, that's the plan. Navigating these markets, I'm the main man. Digits climbing high, watch the green ascend. But come Saturday morning, it's time to transcend. That fade refresh, yeah, the sharpest cut in town. Fresh line up, keep my confidence crown. From the trading flow straight to the barber chair. That fresh fade power ain't nothing can compare. Weekend warrior, sharp looking fly. That clean fade energy, reaching for the sky. Market close, my edge still intact. Fresh cut precision, that's a proven fact. Reset the mental, sharpen up the aim. Ready for Monday, back into the game. Making money Monday to Friday, yeah, that's the plan. Navigating these markets, I'm the main man. Digits climbing high, watch the green ascend. Become Saturday.
Basically looking for that 580 level.
Yeah, the sharpest cut in town. Fresh line up, keep my confidence crown. From the trading flow straight to the barber.
580.
Fresh fade power ain't nothing can compare.
Potentially 600s. Got a big level at 612.
Fresh fade right, sharp enough to cut the tension. Ready for the next session. Market watch, fade watch. Staying on top. Gotta stay crisp. Gotta stay focused. Fade away.
Yeah, we only trade NASDAQ around here. Got my hands more than full enough with them. They're still selling puts hard. See what SPY is doing. That's less clear. It's more in line with what's going on right now. The Qs, see what's going on in the Qs. That's someone same as a SPY. Same amount of buying and selling. NDX is showing me way more bearish picture. Interesting. It's a fairly annoying area to hold to, because this for me is such a flip zone. Could have been more aggressive and added again after we closed back above. That trade's gone. Trading above prior range high. I'm looking for the high from Friday though. But at first I'm looking for the wall at 578. With its most resistance being at 612. Oh damn, that freaking copy trader is not on. The volume profile chart, isn't that on my screen? Should be right there. I'm just watching the options chain. Look, I'm watching this. Got a call wall at 612 with negative gamma. So that's going to be some more resistance I'm looking for. Just a little bit lost why NDX is like selling off. The Qs are not. I mean, now they are.
ain't just numbers, it's a bloodstained store. In my war zone, Monday through Friday fight. Orderflow, my rifle aiming sharp and tight. Volume paints a picture.
That was gamma, sir, gamma. Basically positive or negative exposure regarding to those contracts.
Make the cash, my one's fade from sight. This ain't no deja, this a different life. NASDAQ, my war zone, futures cut the night.
Right?
Sleepless eyes blue to the globe. Winds feel empty, losses think slow. Markets cold, no heart to show. Concrete jungle sharp and low. Options change, future cold.
Oh, we got news. Thanks, Alex. It's like I said, man, I'm forgetting about that stuff. Could be a quick spike up towards 580s, perhaps. Definitely don't want to short here when there's a more obvious level above for now. There's definitely somewhat more bullishness on the chart than what I've seen past 2 days. Or at least it's not that one-sided. This could have been a continuation play, but yeah. Should have been more aggressive when I got stopped out. Reclaim news 578. To the tick or what? Current call walls still got more upside though.
Monday through Friday grind. Yeah. Deep charts up on the main screen flicking. Order flow patterns thick like the tension. Watching that delta spike like a heartbeat jumping. Big trades coming in, feel the money pumping. Volume profile, paint the picture clear. See where the weak hands shed a tear. Option flow, whisper secrets loud and true. This ain't no game, son, it's what we do. From the hideout, encrypted feed, planting seeds, fulfilling every greed, track the whales. See where they swimming before the herd even knows they're winning. Profile hideout, live streaming the heat, Monday to Friday, can't miss a beat. Deep charts tools, see the order flow bleed, big trades calling, fulfilling the need. Delta screaming, volume, profiles deep, options flow secrets, the promises.
This was the area to go long again. Was too passive. Should have been more active here.
Set the trap tight, see the imbalance bathed in the screen's light. Gamma exposure, yeah, we track that too. Know the pressure points before the move is through. Liquidity zones where the battles commence. We position early, build in the defense. The check going wild, but the
Somewhat of absorption on that level.
the story unfold. This ain't no hobby, this the street apply. Financial warfare, nowhere to hide. The stream is live, the knowledge is power. Watch the clock tick, minute by hour.
I think it's still one up though.
Volume spikes,
Not something I want to short into right now.
shift, deep charts low. The hideout hums, where the real money goes. Profile hideout, live streaming the heat. Monday to Friday, can't miss a beat. Deep charts tools, see the order flow bleed. Big trades calling, fulfilling the need. Delta screaming, volume profiles deep. Option flow deep.
Basically, I need to see that level go then. And then still.
This ain't no playground, this game I read. Profile hideout, Friday sign off, stream cuts to black. Stack the gains, ain't looking back.
Why am I only short one? God damn it. Still shorting to something really bullish though. This doesn't need a lot of room. My stop is in the worst place too. It's a bad trade. Just taking profits because I feel like I'm fighting the pressure of the market. Yeah, AI trading music is the best, dude. I even made one for my barber. Well, it's not a good one, but funny. Funny as fuck.
Screens bleed red, NASDAQ flatlining. Negative gammas got the hours winding. No biz left, just up beneath the flow. Every fake pump just leaves us wanting more. Trapped in the spread, the tension thick and mean. Watching support levels get picked clean. No positive gamma in sight, no lifeline thrown. Just trap money crying all alone. When will she find a bottom, wins a bounce? Negative gammas got us counting down. Trump tweets nonsense, price jumps like a ghost, but it's all phantom gains. What we need most is a real damn bounce, some solid ground to stand. But this
One micro warrior. Let's go.
find a bottom, tell me when. Right now it's just free fall again. Headlines flash, another lie takes flight.
I need to check that one. I'll send a link in Discord because I'm not able to pronounce. What's it called? That AI. Wait, I'll drop the link here. RTH profile. Yeah, I think it closed a little bit earlier than that time. What level are we hitting here? Got a call wall, put wall, I'm sorry, at 82. So I'm trying to get out of that. So that would mean there's somewhat support at 82s, potentially. More like 77, 60s, 70s, especially at 433. 433, that's way freaking down below there, dude. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. So on the left side, I'm looking at that current put wall at the 82s here to take profit. I'm also anticipating on the blue. On the right side, you get the blue. That's the positive gamma. On the left side is the negative gamma. I'm looking for potential bounces at those levels, at those cyan ones. So I'm a little bit wary of shorting against this because ideally you want to have protection from a bigger call wall. I mean, this one was 572. That was basically enough, but yeah, having that bigger wall above that just put me off a little bit. Yeah, it is what it is. Can we hit 582s and see what happens there? Still somewhat bearish order flow on NDX. Let's see what's going on. The Qs. Qs are more in tandem with each other. Not really one that stands out. Maybe SPY, probably the same as Qs. Yeah, same as the Qs. Index is looking way more heavy than what the SPY and the Qs are representing. So this cyan one here at the 493s. Yeah, that's basically the bottom here. So that would be not a bad. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it right now, but it is a bounce level. If this breaks, I'll be looking for probably the bigger one, 433. There's somewhat of a protection down low here too, but I'm kind of trying to focus on the bigger ones. And then that put wall 82 is somewhat giving it away where the pressure is. If that one would break from how it's reading now, that's back into range or value. I'm at least looking for a retest of 93s. Looks strong though. Yeah, resistance is way up higher. Very likely to be stopped out and then could still churn. Just one contract, so. Not something I want to hold here, so I want to get out quick. Or dump and make me add to it again. They're buying it though. They are buying it.
to the edge. Now you think I see you more than a friend. Better late than never. Now it's all over me. These reflections of you. Who you want me to be? Do I wanna be you? Is it only a dream?
Still at same level.
Think you're too complex to understand. Just like the back of my hand, I can read you front to back. I could tell you want it bad. Like it when you want it tag. Come on over, make me mad. Now it's all over me. These reflections of you. Who you want me to be? Do I wanna be too? Now it's all over me. These reflections of you. Who you want me to be? Do I wanna be too? Is it only a dream? We're just getting started, it's a part of the game.
Not really want to do business here. Gotta put 82s, 612s, 82s. There's basically a wall here. And a wall here. It's diddly in the middle. I kind of want to wait for price to hit it, sweep it, potentially regain or fail, and vice versa for the top. It did close that first 30 minutes strong though. There's support here though. There's support. Push it up. don't do anything. Or at least I'm not doing anything.
Monday morning, screens glow cold. NASDAQ opens, stories unfold. Orderflow charts, the truth they hold. Watching money rivers flow.
552s.
Pressure building heat, violent spies like heart attacks beat this concrete jungle. Take a seat with fortune made of face defeat. From the hideout, watch it take, watch it. Monday to Friday, no escape.
I reckon if she pops up, she pops. It's going to be a quick move towards 612s. Gotta trade above 52s though.
Bills like a ticking bomb. Flow don't lie where the weeks are come. City imbalance overcome. Before the closing bell is done. This ain't gambling, this is just calculated moves, no stress. I read the flow, I clean a mess. I hate the fear, I claim success. From the hideout, watch it take. Monday to Friday, no escape. Profit in
double kill.
Dude, struggling here at that 580 level, dude. That's something I want to long into. Got some support though, until the 55s.
Go ahead, show 'em. I cannot miss and I aim for the top of my brothers. I know that I
Just not enough meat on the bone. Kind of want to hold for something longer. At this point, I kind of want to see it pop and then see what happens. Play continuation towards that high from Friday, the gap close, or we fail, drop back into, or we fail from here and trade back into overnight range. It's just very unclear at the moment here. Not something I need to be worried about trading too much. But that 580 level, that call wall, dude. Freaking magnet. That's going to be on my chart from now every day. $569 was a major wall. That was a major wall in the Qs. That's probably the one to flip if price starts trading above that one. Oh, NASDAQ move. It's almost like they anticipate the build up, the sweep towards 612s, and then fade that one.
DEEPCHARTS up on the main screen flicking. Orderflow pattern stick like the tension. Watching that delta spike like a heartbeat jumping. Big trades coming in, feel the money pumping. Volume profile, paint the picture clear. See where the weak hand shed a tear. Option flow with
Things could shift quickly though. See what happens if she hits 612.
encrypted feed, planting seeds, fulfilling every greed. Track the webs, see where they swimming before the herd even knows they're winning. Profile hideout, live streaming the heat, Monday to Friday, can't miss a beat. Deep charts tools, see the order flow bleed. Big trades calling, fulfilling the need.
If they're able to.
Profiles deep, option flow secrets, the promises I keep from the shadow.
They're stepping in front of it for sure. Could be like a last day of the month kind of fuckery day, I don't know.
Liquidity zones where the battles commence. We position early, building the defense. The check going wild, but the focus stay cold. Reading the tape, watching the story unfold. This ain't no hobby, just the street apply. Financial warfare, nowhere to hide. The stream is live, the knowledge is power. Watch the clock tick, minute by hour. Profile hideout, volume spikes, delta grows, options shift, deep charts love. The hideout hums, where the real money goes. Profile hideout, live streaming the heat, Monday to Friday.
Yeah, I need to wait. Although I want to short, or would short, there's more to be done here. That wall at 52s is getting bigger, as you say. Very well noticed, sir. That wall of 612 is huge, dude. Huge. Look. Look, 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 look. And at the same time, it's having that super negative gamma exposure. So it's definitely something bearish up here. But these two blocks here, the block that you say is the only support for the move up here. Kind of feeling it right now. At the same time, there's really no positive exposure on the right side here in the gamma. It's probably the reason why it's consolidating. Could have blindly shorted that level. It's just funky with that big call wall on top of it. If that call wall wasn't there, I would have done it. All right, 482s in. Ken just went it to hit a wall. Are we jumping again? We will target US companies in the region as of 1st of April in retaliation. Why not today? Why wait until tomorrow? What doesn't even fucking make sense. But yeah, that's bad news. Imagine a world where there's no communication like that and they just attack each other instead of freaking tweeting.
Screens glow cold. NASDAQ opens, stories unfold. Orderflow charts, the truth they hold. Watching money rivers flow. Bold.
Yeah, Orderflow wise, nothing changing yet, I think. Everything is still the same. At this point, I want to see some fuckery. Not even gonna mentally exhaust myself trading in that range. There's no need for me to do that. The short would be fucking right here. I'm trading in my funded futures, sir. Shorting into a put wall. Nice, let's go. But she's moving funky here. Something is about to hit. Is it going to be my stop loss or take profit? We're selling it heavy. Price is not responding. Means effort, no results. Right now. Almost want to add to it. Push the lows. I'm protecting. Go on then. Somewhat of a low volume note here too. Let's get it go. First support would be where my take profit is. Somewhat 460s. Look at that put wall at 482, which is right below that. Kind of keen to protect my trade here. You know what? That would be fucking awesome. Let's go. If she hits 450s. This is that put wall here. This could be a good trail location, and bubble wise, I do like what I see. A little bit further, sir. Is that put wall? This flush. I kind of need to protect because this is a bounce area. Buyers trying to step in. Right on the put wall. Flush that bubble. NASDAQ, flush the bubble. This bubble. Flush that bubble. Still putting a fight upon my call wall. Taking half of that on that call wall. In theory, this is still strong to the upside. Against that call wall, it's just it's already also from the top 580s. This is a 100-point drop. What is 100 points these days? It's a nice little scalp. I do like this song, dude. Come on, man. What if delete? This is probably the level 2 trail on the green bubble. That would be the idea behind big trades. Just a little scalp. I do like when she starts failing a consolidation like this, like a high volume node, like right here, and then you confirm down, especially with red bubbles here. Just scalping light. Well, we're past the put wall, so next support 415s. Gonna regret that I took profit. We got a big level here, 450s. Into freaking short under that level. I don't want to play the reclaim here, not after a 150-point drop. Yo, I thought I deleted this song. Now we're gone. Jesus. Brutal. Dude, my stream is struggling. YouTube is telling me the stream is struggling.